Hello everyone, it's Anthony D. Lee once again. I'm having to take a few days off because I kind of pulled my neck and my shoulder at the minute, so I thought I'd give everyone a look at some of the portrait headshots I've done over the last, what is it now? It's April, isn't it? So 4 months since the start of this year. So we'll start recent, go back. So here's Cyclops. There you go, get a good look at him. I'll move those over to the side, I think. That's Moonstone, Marvel character that I don't know if many of you are familiar with. Next up we have, of course, the Flash. And then Wolverine, he's the best he is at what he does. And he ain't pretty. Good old Captain America. Excuse me, my voice is a bit shot. And Miracle Man, or Marvel Man, as some of you may know him. We also have Evil Lynn. Dr. Manhattan. All of these are done with markers and fine liners. Scorpion. Oh, excuse me. That's John Sable, freelance, independent comic that I'm sure a lot of you aren't familiar with, but was a fairly popular character in the 80s, I think. First comics, I think it was, Mike Grell. Good old Silver Surfer. That's one of my nice starry backgrounds. They turn out really well. They take some doing, but they're worth it in the end. Moondragon, the Marvel cosmic character, I think created by Jim Starlin, I think. Don't quote me on that. Could be wrong. Morbius, looking very slicked back, very 70s. Probably off for a night out at the disco. I don't know. And next up we have Mongol, the DC character. I think most of you might remember him from Alan Moore's For the Man Who Has Everything, the Superman story that was adapted into the Justice League Unlimited cartoon. Good stuff. Luke Cage, Hero for Hire, aka Power Man, aka just Cage now, I think. I tend to draw characters kind of classic, kind of 70s. That's it for that pile. Hold on a second, I have more. Put that down there. Second pile. Line it up. Oh. Hold on, there we go. I got something holding them up that just came unstuck. There we go. Okay, Patsy Walker, Hellcat. Let's just steady the camera. There we go. Morpheus, the Sandman. Spider-Ham. Good old Peter Porker. Iceman. These are all available, by the way. If you go to my excuse me, go to my Instagram at adleeart. They're all on there. So if you see anything you like and you fancy it, they're all available. So drop me a line. Lashina or Lashina, I don't know how it's pronounced, from Jack Kirby's New Gods or Fourth World or Mr. Miracle or one of those things. They're pretty much all the same thing, they just had different titles. And the Cassandra Kane Batgirl. who was very popular at one point. Daredevil, the man without fear, and due to his early yellow costume, the man without dress sense. Well, I suppose you can't hold it against him, he's blind. Loki, with another one of my little spacey backgrounds. I think that one turned out really well. Lobo, the main man. And the Savage Dragon. I did actually do I coloured a pin-up in an issue of the Savage Dragon. I think it was 193. Pretty sure it was 193. And with Simon Williams in the back. Inside back cover. Good fun. Symbiote Spider-Man or Black Suit Spider-Man or one of the two. That one turned out pretty well. I love doing those moody backdrops. Tank Girl. Everyone's favourite anarchic punk character. Starfire. I tend to go classic with these things because, you know, I'm old and, well, there you go. Here we have Turtles. So there's Leo. Donatello. Raphael. And of course Mikey. Tried to get a bit of their personalities across. They were fun to do. Jack Kirby's the Demon. That's always a fun one. Trying to get him kind of looking Kirby-ish without sort of slavishly copying his style. That was fun. Good old Spidey, my favourite character. And always quite particular when it comes to drawing Spidey, so yeah, hope you like him. Crossbones. Good old Crossbones. He's comic version rather than movie version. I always tend to go comic version. Space Ghost. So I'm just amusing myself at this point. For those of you still watching, I apologise for my voiceover and commentary. It's you know, it's fairly early in the morning and I'm not quite with it yet. You know, so we got Superman in his recovery suit with the metallic S on it. He's a little bit low down there. Let's just raise him up a little bit so you can see his S. I said his S. Venom. Now I quite like drawing the kind of the original Venom, the Todd McFarlane Venom, where it wasn't all tongue and pointy teeth. I mean, I do draw that as well. There's one coming up in a bit, but I don't know. I kind of always feel this original look was really creepy and effective. The Phantom, the Ghost Who Walks. There's a character I don't draw very often. Yeah, quite enjoyed doing that one. And what we got? Hellboy. He's one I always have mixed results when I'm drawing. I try and stay away from the sort of Mignola look, but kind of you have to sort of homage it a little bit. So I don't know. I always do a weird kind of angular Hellboy. And there's Princess or June from Gatchaman, Battle of the Planets. That one turned out pretty well. Okay, that's it for those ones. And now I have some other ones here. Let's just remove that. These ones are more blended marker stuff with a little bit of pencil and a little bit of paint on toned paper. So there you've got Cap, And you've got Deathlock, the Demolisher. That's the original Deathlock. Not. Oh, try saying that 10 times fast. Not the 90s one. That's the original 70s one by Rich Buckler. They got Storm with her mohawk look. That's always fun to draw. We've got another Wolverine. He also is the best he is at what he does, but he's somewhat pretty in that one. Nova, original sort of 1970s look, Richard Ryder. He's one of my favourites as well. He's always fun to draw. Green Goblin. That one was quite difficult. This green paper is so light that as soon as you start putting the grey markers on it, it goes really dark really quick. So it was kind of difficult to get a balance in the tones of everything. But no, it turned out pretty well, I think. Dark Side, another of Jack Kirby's New Gods. I like drawing the villains. It's quite often it's more fun to draw the villains. They're more interesting. There's another Venom. There you go, with the teeth and the tongue and the blood. So much blood everywhere. Ooh. And Ghost Rider. That's the Danny Ketch version with the leather jacket and the spikes. I do tend to default to the original Johnny Blaze version if someone asks me to draw Ghost Rider, so I always have to ask which version they want if it's a commission. The Hobgoblin. It was a lot of fun back in the 80s reading the original Hobgoblin stories and wondering who he was and all the mystery surrounding him. That was good fun. That one turned out quite well. Hoods can be tricky when you do this sort of thing. Next up we got the Batman animated version of the Scarecrow. This is the second version from the I think the 4th season when they redesigned all the characters. That one's actually for someone, so that's waiting to go out at the moment. That turned out nice and creepy, that did. Iron Man, always go for a classic Iron Man. With the eyes poking through the eye slits. I have drawn modern Iron Man sometimes, but I just never get him looking right. With this kind of Iron Man, it's... I don't know. Classic seems to be easier for me. I think that's where my original exposure to the characters was. Batman doesn't really need much more explanation than that. He's Batman. He's Batman. Again, I'm sorry for the commentary. I'm just trying to amuse myself. And we got Doctor Doom there. He's a weird one to do. Because the mask is kind of flat and metallic, there's not really much you can do with him to get much sort of contrast and visual interest, but I don't know, he turned out pretty well. And we got Thanos looking very mean there. He's probably going to wipe everyone out in a few minutes, I should imagine. So, you got time to make a cup of tea or something, I should think. Daredevil. It's one of the first ones I did. We're actually going sort of back in time as I go through the pile, sort of newest to oldest. And this was when I was still trying to figure out the hows and whys of doing the marker shading. It's a little bit dark, but I don't know, it kind of works for the character, I think. It looks pretty cool. The Batman Who Laughs. That's the first time of drawing him. That's off to someone soon, and yeah, this was when I started to really kind of get into my stride of doing it. You see, the newer ones are a lot more accomplished. This was the one where I properly figured it out on how to do the shading. And there's the Silver Surfer, which is a thumbnail on one of my other videos, my introduction video there. That one turned out really nicely. It's he looks metallic, he looks blended. It's the marker stuff is it takes time. It takes a few hours to do each one, but it's really worthwhile to do because you get a really good finish. And lastly, we have another Symbiote Spider-Man. He's kind of looking a little bit annoyed and shiny and slick. I think I made him a little bit too shiny, to be honest, but don't know. He looks a little bit alien in this one. I kind of like it. Okay, everyone. So that's my last few months of marker portraits. I really hope you enjoyed that. Give it a like and subscribe if you like what you see. All helps me to get out there and get people looking at it. And now you're looking at a blank bit of wood, so let's put a couple down. There we go. Let's put those down there for a little bit more visual interest. So yes, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed looking through that, and I shall see you in the next video. Again, if you're interested in looking at some other art at a little bit more time, a little bit of a slower pace, you can have a look at my Instagram at ADLeeArt. And thanks for watching. I shall see you in the next video.